welcome back everybody. It's Rama from Junk Journal Divas.
Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. I am here to share some things that I've learned already because I've been doing, as you can see here, been going crazy with my Domino books. So the first thing that I want to share with you is talking about if you want to cover them or paint them so that they're not white, what can you use? And I'm going to show you the markers that I've tried on them. Because if you've ever tried to draw on something like this that's not porous with the marker, sometimes it leaves the streaks, and I didn't like that so much. So, and these are not expensive. I don't even know, I think these are from Amazon. This is a chalk marker. So I used these, and it has the chisel tip. So these were really easy, and you know, shake them up, it's like a chalk paint. And I actually really like these markers, and they were not expensive. And then these, I believe, also from Amazon, but they're markers. And the thing that I like about these is they're really smooth when the color goes on. So I don't know, you just have to kind of see, you just kind of have to experiment with your supplies that you have and see what works. This is what I did. I just kind of tested it out on the back of a lot of mine just to see what I was going to like. And a lot of these metallic ones, after they sit a while, the color changes. So just test them out and make sure you're going to like it. And then I have a bunch of different paint markers, fabric markers, you name it. So I just kind of experimented and found the ones that I was going to like first and then used it. Now you could also use Foundry wax, which is, these are all Tim Holtz, his Distress Foundry wax, or you could even do embossing glaze on it. And so there's a lot of different options as far as how to color them. I'm just sharing what I ended up going with. And as you can see, I really liked the gold. So even the ones, let me see, where's my, this is, I think this one was originally a black, like dark color Domino. Yeah, it was black. I used my black acrylic marker, and I just really liked the gold so much better. So I went around it with gold paint and my finger. So I did that on some of them, and that is what I did on my first one. This is my very first one that I made, so I've got to keep her because she's special. So I think she is going to sit beside the one that was gifted to me by Julie. So these are going to sit together. They're going to be friends on my on my shelf. Okay, so now that we kind of talked about the dominoes, put these guys aside, and I'll show you some more that I've made. So one thing that I did was I tested out different things that I could put on the spine in order to create a little loop and hang some dangles. So I show you in the video. This is one of them. This is the one that has the, it's short and has the screw on it. And then I also used for one, which is this one. This loop is for putting through a bead. So I just went through my jewelry findings, just trying to find different things that I could possibly test out and use. And so far, they've been fine. But I love this one. Look at the little peep here. And on the front, it says all my peeps. This is the girlfriend's book. They're so cute. I think I'm going to make a couple more of these and put in my shop because I think that they're such great little gifts for friends. And this one also. Okay, so back to this one that I colored black originally. This is actually, if you can see, is a toggle, a very small toggle. And I used the E6000 glue on here. So I don't know if you can tell here, like it really holds pretty well. So I think that's going to be okay on there. And it's just kind of laying on the groove in between the pages here. And it's pretty stuck on there. So what else? Okay, so then I thought, let me try a loop. So I just have these large loops. This one literally just laid down on top of that. And I put some glue on top. And then I just kind of used a brush to kind of smooth it out. But then I'm looking at it and I wasn't sure that I really liked having the loop right there. So I cut the loop in half and I tried to put it underneath the image. And that is this one here. And then I did not like the bumpiness of it. So might as well just put, yeah, unless I could make it less bumpy there, I would probably just put the loop on. And the other thing with this way is I was thinking could put a little string or ribbon or something here, and that could be a little ornament on your tree, which is what I think I'm going to do. And then these are just moving over to some more Christmas ones that I made for gifts. You can see I just put the dangles on. I used jewelry findings for the little feet underneath there. I also put some mica flakes. So let's take a look at them. I'm going to lay everything on this piece of white felt while I look through them, each one, because I feel like you can see them better. So let's look at all my peeps with the little peep dangle. Now I'm going to do a little flip through of some of them, and then I'm going to show you how I did it. Okay, that's what I'm going to do here. So let's open her up. So this is the girlfriend's one. It says, this one circled, knows when you need a hug. The whole shebang is this one. Dares to be different. Will never rain on your parade. Always knows when you're about to snap. Will stand by you no matter what. What happens with her stays with her. If you're happy, she's happy. Always up for shopping. Who's not, right? Never needs an explanation. Will put her big girl panties on and deal with it. If you're mad, she's mad. And then on the back it says, will kick someone's butt for you. So I just thought this was super cute little book for girlfriends. And this one too, I wanted to get some sayings, some little quotes, and put on some of the pages here. But this is the new kit from Art House Whimsy, and I just couldn't wait to use this with the funky old artsy ladies. I love it. This is a fun book. So see these pages. This would be great to put a little quote on each side there. So I think I'm going to do more of these too. My Christmas books, and I really like the mica flakes on there. A really cool effect. And by the way, guys, I've been gifted a lot of these seam binding or whatever. I don't even know what this stuff is, but you know, they come in these packages, and it's fabulous for these because they are really you know, easy to manipulate. They're not bulky, so they made great ties for these. Keep that in mind if you have them. The things that's different about this book, and you won't be able to really tell, I don't know if you can see the shimmer, but I used some embossing powder on here. but it's the frosted crystal that gives you that sort of rough texture. So just, you know, I'm always testing out different things. So this is kind of fun to add a little something more to the pages. This is just plain pages, and I used coffee dyed paper, you'll see in the video. Those are pretty cute little images, huh? Okay, and then on this one, I used black paper, so you can just kind of get an idea for different things you can do. So it looks like it's framed, the black frame. And some of these are Art House Whimsy images that I just sort of cut them down to go on a page, and that's all for this one. After I made my first book, and I ordered dominoes just so that I could make more of these because I didn't have dominoes. And I like the weight and the feel of the dominoes because you could use wooden ones if you have something that is the shape and it's wooden. But I like the feel of the dominoes, so I had to have more of those. But I have Rummikub, which used to be one of my favorite games when I was younger. And I made these books out of the Rummikub tiles. I just wanted to kind of see what they would look like. And I was waiting for my dominoes, so I thought, why not? So these are also pretty cute, I think. And these are more of the old ladies, funky old ladies. So for these were pretty easy because I didn't even have to cut them out. I was able to print them, and I'll show you here. So this is all on one page. So I was able to print them, and then I just glued these together as my pages. For the other one, and this is what I did for my very first book, and I showed the video for that, but most of the time I would say you're going to want to use some images that aren't quite exact, so you're going to have to cut them out. And that's what I did for the other ones that I do in the video here. I'll show you. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to share some of my thoughts and things that I realized while making all these little books, and I am now going to show you how I did it, the whole process, and let me know what you're creating. Leave me a comment if you have done any kind of altered art, altering tins, altering dominoes, or altering Scrabble letters, or whatever you've altered. Leave me a comment and let me know. I love doing altered art. And let's get started. I'll show you the process. The last video, I had some images that I used that were all together. And I want to show you, if you have images that are not and you have to make a page and glue them onto the page, another way to do it here. To start out, this is just a lightweight piece of cardstock, and I cut them into 2-inch strips. When I was cutting my paper, I just kind of put it on the other side of where the line is for 2 inches, so it's just slightly smaller because our dominoes are exactly 2 inches. So I wanted to give a little bit of leeway there. Strips, and I have my images cut out here. So the next thing I want to do is my pages. So I got a scoreboard, you guys. I actually got one. I'm going to use my scoreboard. Probably would have made sense to do this when I had all one sheet of paper and then cut my strips out, but okay, so I'm just going to do every inch here. Okay, so I just did a couple of them, and I'm going to take one of my pages then, and when we fold it, on the very end here, we're going to have one of them coming up because this is going to attach to the front cover, and then we're going to start folding this way. These are going to be glued together to be our pages. So these will be our pages, and then we get to the other cover here. So one of these are going to have to come off because we just need the end part there. Okay, so when we fold these all up, I am just, because we're going to push them together and they can squash and go lopsided, so I'm just going to hold them this way and then kind of pinch them. There we go. Okay. So one of these at the end is going to come off, but I can add more pages, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet here. Let me see if I did add another page. I could maybe just cut this in half. You don't have to, but if you want to add some more pages. So the other thing I want to do is I need to go and round out all the corners. So I'm going to do that for my pages and then also for these guys, my images. So let me first pick out which ones I want to use. I think this is going to be the cover. So now I'm going to use my corner punch and I'm going to do all of the corners. And after that, I'm going to ink everything. So I'm going to go around all of my images and also my pages. I'm going to go around everything and even the back side, because when these are folded, I don't want this to be white. So let's do that next. Okay, so next thing is I am going to glue my images down onto my pages here. Okay, so now I can glue my pages together. But what I want to do is I'm going to find the middle here. I want to glue a loop in between here when I glue my page. so that it sticks out and I can have a little dangle hanging from my spine. I have one of these things that you can use for jewelry dangles that has a loop on the end. And then I also have some of these guys that has a screw. I could always use one of these. Flip this over. I can cut some of this off. I don't need it to be that long. I'm gonna use a tiny piece of tape, double-sided sticky tape. And this will be just to kind of hold it in position a little bit. There we go. So now that will stick out of the spine. Now I can glue my pages. Just gonna squeeze those together a bit. And now I'm at this one, so I'm gonna put a little extra glue around that. I'm just going to squeeze the pages together, each one here. Okay, so here we have our book, and then we've got the little loop here so that we can add a dangle. So now moving on to the cover. Okay, so first I'm going to glue it down. Then I'm going to use my glossy accents and put a layer on top here. And this is the part, this takes a little while to dry.
Okay guys, a couple of notes here. Number one, if you do use glossy accents, do not use your heat tool and try to speed up the drying process because it makes the medium ripple and then it doesn't dry smooth. The other thing is there's options if you want to achieve the same type of effect. You could always use a clear embossing powder, or any kind of a diamond glaze. You could even use some glossy Mod Podge. And if you hold it under the light, you can kind of just make sure that you got all the areas you want. And now we're just going to let these dry really well. So now I am ready to put the pieces together. I'm ready to attach the covers to my book. And the first thing that I want to do before I put the covers on is I want to wrap my book with my closure. So I have this blue ribbon, and I'm just using a little piece of double-sided sticky tape. You guys know I love using that. It just kind of helps hold it into place and gives it a little bit of an extra hold. And then I'm going to wrap my ribbon around the book. And then on top of the ribbon, I put another piece of my double-sided sticky tape. You wouldn't have to do this, but I just like to have that extra hold while the glue is drying. So I'm going to do my tape first, and then I put my glue on. And I am using Art Glitter brand. It's the brand Art Glitter glue, and that's my go-to glue. So I would just make sure whatever glue that you are using is a stronger glue. So I just do one cover at a time and just sort of press and hold it there and make sure that it's in the right position. And then when I put the second cover on, so it's got the front and the back, I lay it down on my desk so that I know it's flat and everything's being held into place. And then once I hold it for a little bit, I open it up just to make sure the pages are not stuck together. And then here, I'm sorry the video isn't so great, but I'm using E6000 glue and putting my jewelry findings on the bottom to look like little feet. This is an option, of course. And I let these dry overnight. Thanks a lot for joining me, and please don't forget to hit the like button and the notification bell so you can see when I have new content come out.